go to get rid of some of this. Good. All right. TikTok's good. Welcome, 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 my friends. YouTube is now live. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section on YouTube. I'll answer any questions you have. That wasn't it. Dang it, man. All right. All right, let's get this presentation set up. Dang it. Pardon me, guys. My TV froze up. Let's try that again. All right, let's get down to business. So as I said, guys, starting fresh, we really want to give you guys everything that you need to be able to succeed. And probably one of the number one things where students have a problem with is being able to raise the money to start trading. There's so many things going on in your life, so many problems, so many financial issues, inflation, everything is on a rise. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So I believe me, I empathize. I've been there trying to make the money work, but also trying to make the money work for you. So believe me, I understand it. So we got to take it in small little steps. We went over this last week, small and crawl. So we take everything in small little increments. So it all starts before we even get into the analysis, before we get into the strategies, before we get into anything advanced. Everything starts with raising the money to make more money. So I'm going to show you a custom strategy, custom trading startup strategy. All right, we're going to take you step by step on how to do it. This is a refresher for my current students. If there's anybody new, this is a brand new presentation for anybody new. So, anybody on TikTok, I want to thank you for coming. We are actually no longer on TikTok because of the ban. So I'm basically doing a transition. click the link in my bio, go down to the bottom of the page, and you will see a link for the YouTube channel. We're now on YouTube. All right. If you want to see the live presentation, you might be able to hear. I'm going to log off in another 10 minutes. So you're not going to see the full presentation and you're not going to be able to see the slides. So if you want to see the full presentation, you want to see the slides on the presentation, click the link in my bio, go down to the bottom of the page, and you can see the YouTube link. All right. Let me share. All right, guys. All right, so let's get started. So the way that this startup strategy works, the whole point of this startup strategy is for you to, number one, save up your money to be able to trade while at the same time not losing it. All right. Every single trader has the obstacle of overcoming the 90-90-90 rule. What is the 90-90-90 rule? 90% of traders will lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days. Some people lose it in the first 30 days. But historically, statistically, every single new trader has to overcome the 90-90-90 rule, where 90% of traders will lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days. How do we overcome this? How do we build up our capital, learn how to trade without losing the money learning how to trade? Because here's what everybody else will tell you. It's tuition. Oh, crap. It's tuition. You're supposed to lose it. No, you're not. Stop listening to that. And I explain this in detail in the course. I'm not going to talk about it now, but when you guys get to that section, you're going to see how it messes up your psychology. They're giving you an excuse from the get-go. You can make an excuse. They are programming bad habits in your psychology from the beginning. And you'll see more about that in the course when you get it. And because I give you a list of all the things that they're doing, how they're reprogramming you to accept excuses. We don't want excuses. We want to be accountable for what we're going through. So there is no tuition. I'm going to show you how you can practice in the markets without losing any money to overcome the 90-90-90 rule. Now, let's take everything step by step. The very first thing is you want at least $3,000 to $5,000 startup. If you're currently trading on a mobile app, Robinhood, Webull, Acorn, Stash, Public, get off of them. You are being scammed. You are being manipulated. You are being cheated. You should not be trying to trade on the mobile apps, and you should not be trying to trade with anything less than $3,000. If you're trading $20 here and $100 there, you're going to lose your money. Period. You are not a real trader. You're a hobbyist. You're either a gambler or you're a hobbyist. You're not a real trader yet if you're still trading on a mobile app. If you're still trading for under 3,000. So some mid-level brokers will allow you to trade with as little as $3,000 to $5,000. I can give you a list of them, but that's only for my students. You need at least $3,000. Why? Because you want to You want to be able to weather your losses. I'm going to show you how to break even. I'm going to show you how to not lose. I'm going to show you all these different things. But if you follow my system, you got to be able to go through the losses and still have enough money for that one big win. Break even, loss, win. And the wins will stack up. But you got to be able to weather your losses. Once you lose your money, you lose the ability to trade. So in order for you to be able to do that, you need at least $3,000. So how do we raise anywhere between $300 to $5,000? The very first thing you got to do is simplify your lifestyle. I promise you, there are things in your life right now. If you're sitting here listening to this, then you already want to invest. You want to trade, which means you have a certain level of comfortable lifestyle. What your problem is that you can't find the happy balance between your comfortable lifestyle and being able to trade. And I'm telling you what you got to do. You got to sacrifice. If this is that important to you, you got to go into your lifestyle and simplify. Get rid of the Starbucks. Get rid of the going to McDonald's. Get rid of Uber Eats. Get rid of all of those streaming platforms. Stop going to Amazon and Alibaba every weekend. Stop going to the mall. Stop buying the expensive perfume and the Birkin bags. Simplify your life. Stop buying premium gas and buy the unleaded. Whatever you got to do. Stop eating out every day at lunch. You can go through and make a list of all the expenses you have, and I promise you about 25% of it are not needed. It's things you want to have that comfortable lifestyle, but you got to forego the comfortable lifestyle now so you can have a comfortable life in the future. Let me say that for you again. You got to be able to sacrifice your comfortable lifestyle now to have the comfortable retirement in the future. So simplify your life. Drop your wife back off at her parents' house. Take the kids to mama's house. I need a break. So you want to create an expense reduction plan to recoup and reallocate income to capital savings. All right. Now, while you're simplifying your lifestyle, you also want to save your money for that same duration. My advice is to get a money market account or go ahead and get the broker account and then just start uploading your money to your broker account. Either one. But you want to have a separate account from your checking and savings. If you're using a money market, you should at that well, if you're getting a money market, you should have three accounts: checking, savings, and money market. So I don't know how you want to allocate the three, but basically you want to go into your settings and then you want, when your check posts, you want to allocate either a set amount or a percentage. And you want that money to hit that third account and do not look at that account. Let that money, stack that money, because out of sight, out of mind. If you allocate that money out of your check, you're not looking for it. You're not going to make room for it. So the best option is to get that money market and then go into your settings, go into your bank settings, and as soon as your money posts, somewhere within the 24 hours, go ahead and allocate automated allocation to that third savings account. And as I said, don't look at it for 3 to 6 months. You might want to go out and get a side hustle to make extra money. You might want to do some overtime to make extra money. Get a second job to make extra money. How serious are you? How dedicated are you to making this happen? You got to put in the work. So you simplify your lifestyle. You now have extra money. You're going to take a certain percentage of that money, and then you're going to allocate it to your money market or allocate it to your broker account. You should be able to set up and automate it for either one of those. Soon as that check hits your account, allocate it out, don't look at it. Work your life with the money you have in your checking. You might want to wait. You might want to pay your bills first, and then the money left over. That's another way to do this. Add up all of your expenses after you simplify your life, add up all your expenses, and then auto pay everything. And then the money left over, you can take a percentage of that and allocate it to your savings or checking or broker account. But you got to automate it. Otherwise, it won't work. You want to be able to allocate without looking at it. I'm going to say it for TikTok once again, guys. This class is going to end in the next couple of minutes. If you want to see the full presentation, Roy, you can come into the room, my friend. Roy, go to the student room. If you want to see the full presentation, click the link in my bio, go down to the bottom of the page, you'll see the YouTube link. Everything's on YouTube now. We're no longer on TikTok. All right, what time do we have? All right, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and end TikTok now, guys. If you want to see the full presentation, go to YouTube. Click the link in my bio, go down to the bottom of the page. We are now on YouTube. At the bottom of the page, you'll see the YouTube link. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. All right, so next, we now have shown you how to save the money. Simplify your life, save the money, allocate it to different accounts, budget everything. Now, while you are saving that money, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, sometimes you may even need longer. For the same duration that you are saving that money, you want to simulate in whatever simulation program you're using. You want to practice and train while you're saving your money. Now, think about this. We told you at the very beginning that there was a 90-90-90 rule, right? You got to be able to weather the first 90 days. Well, guess what I just did? If you are simulating for 3 months and you're not trading real money, you're still learning all the basics. For 90 days or more, you are training, practicing, learning, educating, developing. So you have already beat the 90-90 rule. Now, when you get into the markets with your real money, you're now ready. You're ready financially. And you're ready with experience as well. Train and simulation for the same duration as it takes you to save your cap. And like I said, it may take longer than 3 to 6 months, but just keep in mind, as long as you are saving, you need to be learning, practicing, training, developing. If you are a student, you can come into the student room. I will help you develop, answer any questions. I'll get you where you need to be. You should be simulating and then coming to the student room, asking questions. Then I'm going to give you something called a contract ladder. This is where the real power comes in. Cannot find the contract ladder anywhere else on the internet. Nowhere else in the stock market does somebody offer you a contract ladder. Let's show you what it looks like. It's a custom investment structure to control your losses. So when you transition into real money, You should be trading the market with the least amount of risk. And that market is the index futures. Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. And these markets you trade using contracts. And I have created a contract ladder from the lowest contract at the bottom to the highest contract at the top. And the goal is to start at the bottom and then slowly learn and progress, building your capital, building your profits until you can unlock each level. And yes, you're unlocking it because your broker has requirements for you to trade that contract. You need a certain amount of money. So as you're making money and as you're allocating money, you are unlocking each level of the contract ladder. And each level means more money faster. And if you notice, at the very bottom of this contract ladder is a 50-cent contract. Imagine you're simulating no money lost, gaining experience, gaining knowledge, understanding. And then when it's time to actually trade money, you're only going to trade 50-cent contracts. And you can trade as little as 1, maybe 5, maybe 10. But think about that, 50-cent contracts, 10 contracts is only $5. Now, obviously, that's not going to be your full investment, but this is the beautiful part about the contract ladder. You are investing the minimum amount to make the most amount in the safest market on the stock market. Now you're coming into this with the actual amount of money that's going to help you weather your losses. You're coming in with knowledge and experience, and that's going to help you trade that contract level a lot easier, a lot more proficient. And then, like I said, start off with 1 contract, 2 contracts, 5 contracts, 10 contracts. And once you feel that you're comfortable, or maybe you have unlocked the next level, whichever one, you can now proceed to now keep in mind, you want to keep raising your contract amount. Maybe you don't want to go to the next level. Maybe you want to continue to go to 20 contracts and 25 contracts and 50 contracts. It's up to you. But you want to keep increasing the contract amount, the contract quantity, until you're comfortable enough to go to the next level. And on this is the NASDAQ at $2. You got the S&P at $5, the Dow Jones at $5, Dow Jones at 10, NASDAQ at 20, Dow Jones at 25, S&P at 50, and the S&P at $250. You slowly climb up the contract ladder, keeping you safe, keeping you protected. This is how you beat the 90-90-90 rule. Everyone else is telling you tuition. You're going to have to pay tuition. No, you do not. And let me reiterate, I'm showing this for 2 different scenarios. I'm showing it initially if you've never traded before, or maybe you lost all your money and you're resetting, you're cocooning, whatever it is, you can keep going back to this and rebuild. Even if you lose all your money, whether it's in the markets or in real life, you can always come back to this startup strategy and start fresh. The second scenario is if you want to climb up the contract ladder faster. Keep saving that money. Just because you're starting to trade, you were allocating that money, right? So keep your lifestyle simple. Keep allocating that money into your accounts, and it's going to also give you additional money to unlock the contract ladder faster. So now you got your allocation from your savings, and you got the allocation from your profits, helping you climb up the contract ladder faster. This is one of the most powerful strategies that I have in my curriculum. It's going to keep you safe. It's going to keep you tempered. It's going to keep you structured. It's going to keep you focused. And if at any point, here's the final thing, If at any point you either use more contracts or you climb up the ladder, if at any point you no longer feel comfortable, maybe you're going on a losing streak, then come back down. Do not feel that you have to stay where you are. If at any point you don't feel comfortable, maybe you may have lost a lot of money, don't be afraid to come back down. Even if you're simulating and you come into the contract ladder trading the 50 cents and you notice that you're not having the success you want, don't feel bad that you have to go back to simulation. You might even climb up the contract ladder and be all the way up to $250 and you go on a losing streak. You want to know what you're supposed to do? Go back to simulation. Give yourself the reset. But this is going to help you transition from simulation into real money, keeping your money safe at all times. And the last thing is to use the pro forma. Let me show you this. The pro forma is a spreadsheet that's going to help you create a profit schedule. How much money do I want to make for the year? And once you're able to calculate that, you'll be able to calculate how much money you got to make for the quarter, how much money you got to make for the month, how much money you got to make for the week, for the day, and even for the individual trade. And as you're making that or focusing or targeting making that money on the trade and for the day and for the week, you know that that's going to help you in the overall goal of reaching your yearly profit target. We're gonna discuss this more tomorrow when I show you a profit schedule, a profit system, steady profit system. We're gonna go over tomorrow. It's gonna segue right into this startup strategy, and I'm gonna show you how to use that profit schedule to make the kind of money you want. So let me show you the pro forma. Give me a second. Give me a second. Now I'm going to take you through this tomorrow in detail to show you how to set up the spreadsheet, show you how to allocate your money, show you how to do everything, how to budget, how to do everything. We're going to go through this in detail, step by step tomorrow. You want to know how much money you want to make for the year, and it has to be reasonable. Don't just say, I want to make $1 million, because I promise you, if you put that into this, that you want to make $1 million, let's go down to the bottom. I have it right now in the first year. And if you follow everything in my curriculum, in the first year, you can make nearly $100,000. You can easily make $100,000 first year. But if you're telling yourself that I want to be a millionaire, put $1 million in this and see how much money you got to make per week. This spreadsheet is also a reality check. The idea is to make the money slowly, stack it slowly. And that's what this spreadsheet and that's what tomorrow's presentation is going to help you do. But this is the startup strategy, guys. This is the startup strategy. And it is foolproof. If you follow it step by step, you'll be able to have the money you need within 3 to 6 months, even if it takes you longer. I don't know everybody's financial situation. But here's the number one thing. It's going to keep you safe. It's going to help you get over that 90-90-90 obstacle. You will not be losing 90% of your money in the first 90 days. Do we have any questions on this? All right. Let me go ahead and get off of YouTube, and I'll take any questions from the students as well.